you would chant Hindu mantras. That's your, what should I say, that's the path to your dharma. You would do that. Would a monk, say for experiment or to try it out, choose to recite from a Quranic verse or, the Jewish faith or Christianity? Would you do that too?
I wouldn't have a problem.
Okay.
The reason being, you will have universal principles in most of these faiths, spoken in a different language, in a different jargon, in a different style, in a different meter, in a different tune, right? Just different way of expressing it. Now, it's not about the particular faith. It's about wherever you find that universal essence. I don't find any reason why we can't do it. Now, if I don't find that essence, it's probably I would question doing something like that. But if I find that essence anywhere, I don't think then it's only Sanskrit that matters, right? In India, in the Bhakti tradition, you see the Bhakti tradition, the Vedic tradition was more restricted to people who had a great mastery over the Sanskrit language. The Vedas, the Upanishads Puranas were meant through stories to explain those principles. Still, it was Sanskrit, right? So, those books were for people who had mastery over the language. But the saints who followed the Bhakti tradition based on these Vedic tenets, then made that wisdom, made that process, made that path very easily accessible through the local languages. In Maharashtra, you have the Abhangas of Tukaram, Jnandev, Namdev, Janabai. In Gujarat, you have Jalaram Bapa and so many other saints. Narsi Mehta, who wrote so many bhakti poetries and songs.
In Karnataka,
you had Kanak Das, you had Purandar Das. You go to the South India, you had the Alvars.
Yeah.
A lot of the Alvars who brought it, all the Divya Prabandhams in the Tamil language.
And then Bengal had it.
You had Bengali saints, you had a lot of Bengali saints you had Narottam Das Thakur, you had Bhakti Vinod Thakur and so many other saintly personalities. Rabindranath Tagore himself has composed so many songs in the Bengali language. You go to Rajasthan, you'd find Mirabai who composed so many songs. So what they did was...
It's a rich bhakti tradition.
Such a rich bhakti tradition, right? Yeah. So what they did really was then brought these principles and made it accessible to the general folk. Correct? Now, that's India. But outside of India, you'll have so many such saintly souls and so many such faiths and so many such traditions where in their local language, they've kept the essence intact. So I think we shouldn't be seekers of language. We should be seekers of the essence. And anybody who is seeking the essence will most certainly, regardless of any linguistic barriers, regardless of any faith or religious barriers, regardless of any national or gender barriers, will look for the essence. A honeybee vis-a-vis a housefly. A housefly you would see would generally go to a rose garden but find a piece of trash. That's a fault-finding mentality. Not seeking the essence, always looking for rubbish. A honeybee, on the other hand, might go to a pile of trash and look for a tiny flower from which it can seek some essence. Now, we should be like the honeybee, seeking the best even out of the worst.
Look who you're talking to, Swamiji. I'm a journalist. I'm the trashy fly who asks these questions. Because I'm going to ask you
You are humble, madam. You're very modest, aren't you?
So, but I'm going to get that कि ये भी सवाल पूछने वाला था. इतने महान हस्ती आपके आए और आप ये ट्रैशी सवाल पूछ रहे.
So देखिए ना.
पत्रकार ऐसे ही सवाल पूछते हैं.
काम है ना जी.
काम
जब तक वैसे सवाल नहीं पूछेंगे, खुरेद के कैसे सच्चाई निकलेगी, है ना? तो काम है आपका, वो आपकी भूमिका है. तो कई लोगों को कई भूमिका करनी पड़ती है, वो उनका तप है ना? So I think
that's a nice way of putting it.
So I think
but I get what you're saying.
So my point then was, if you look at a honeybee, मधुमक्खी जो होती है, उसका काम है कि कचरे में से भी मधु निकालना. और हम जिन पंथों की या ट्रेडिशंस की बातें कर रहे हैं, वो तो कचरा भी नहीं है. जहां तो सच में कुछ मिल सकता है. जब हम कचरे में से भी मधु खोज सकते हैं, तब फिर घटिया से घटिया चीज में भी भाई हम अच्छाई कुछ निकाल सकते हैं उसमें से, तो जहां अच्छा है उसमें अच्छे दिखने में क्या दिक्कत है? सो आई थिंक, ट्रस्ट मी, someone who is a seeker of the truth, someone who is a seeker of the essence, someone who is a seeker of love, someone who is a seeker of purity, will not bind himself or herself with boundaries that inhibit them from getting the best from all traditions and all paths, right? At the same time, what it is you seek from others, you learn from others, you appreciate from others in a way that you can follow the path you have chosen very loyally. So seeking from others does not make me any disloyal to the path I have chosen.
True.
You know,
True.
I'm a follower of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, a Gaudiya Vaishnava, and I follow the path of Krishna Bhakti, right? And I try in my level best to be committed to the path that I have taken, and for the last 3 decades I've been following that path. Everything that I learn from these other paths are meant to make my devotion, my commitment, my dedication deeper to the path I've chosen.
Beautiful.
You know, like for instance, a man or a lady might learn something from somebody else, another man or a lady out there, but when they have love for their particular partner, they're taking that from there to make their bond better and deeper.
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
They make their bond deeper. They, like for instance, a lady sees another lady dressing up in a certain way, right? And she finds that extremely beautiful. She'll take that from there, not to go and become her, not to go and start dating her partner.
No.
But she'll take that from her so that she can be very beautifully decorated and committed to increase and deepen the bond that she shares with her partner. So which is how the beauty of this is. So when you are a seeker of the essence, you don't limit yourself. At the same time, you don't kind of quit the loyalty that you have towards the path that you've chosen.
Namaste, Jai Hind. You're watching ANI podcast with Smita Prakash.
अगर हम उसको मस्जिद कहेंगे तो फिर विवाद होगा।
The issue is, टूटा है क्या भारत?
400 पार का मतलब ये है कि संविधान खतरे में है।
क्या हम लोग ये निर्देश देते हैं कि फला को गिरफ्तार करके जेल डाल दें?
वही तो कह रहे हैं सब।
ये बेबुनियाद निराधार आरोप।
सच्चा सुनना चाहो देखो स्मिता प्रकाश ANI, it does not lie.